Unforgettable Flames: The Korean War's Lasting Impact and Forgotten Consequences. The Korean War erupted in 1950 when North Korea invaded South Korea, with the support of the Soviet Union. General Douglas MacArthur's successful landing at Inchon in 1950 turned the tide of the war and led to the recapture of Seoul. The Battle of Chosin Reservoir in 1950 was a grueling winter battle between United Nations forces and Chinese troops, with intense combat and freezing temperatures. The Korean War saw the extensive use of jet fighters for the first time in a major conflict, giving the United Nations forces a technological advantage. Over 2 million Koreans, primarily civilians, lost their lives during the war. The Korean War marked the first major armed conflict of the Cold War era, highlighting the global struggle between communism and capitalism. The United Nations played a significant role in the conflict by deploying a multinational force to support South Korea, consisting of troops from various countries. In October 1950, Chinese forces intervened on behalf of North Korea, drastically altering the course of the war and leading to a stalemate along the 38th parallel. The war resulted in significant destruction, with cities and infrastructure in both North and South Korea devastated. The war resulted in significant destruction, with cities and infrastructure in both North and South Korea devastated. The Armistice Agreement, signed on July 27, 1953, was intended to establish a ceasefire, but the war never officially ended. The Korean Demilitarized Zone, DMZ, was created as a buffer zone between North and South Korea, with a width of 2.5 miles. Millions of families were separated due to the division of North and South Korea, and many still face challenges in reconnecting with their loved ones. The Korean War led to the solidification of the division between North and South Korea, creating one of the most heavily militarized borders in the world. The war had a lasting impact on the Korean people, influencing their daily lives, politics, and national identity. The Korean War underscored the global struggle between communism and capitalism, reflecting the tensions of the Cold War era. The conflict saw the deployment of various military tactics, including extensive artillery barrages and trench warfare. The treatment of prisoners of war during the Korean War sparked international controversy, with both sides being accused of human rights violations. The Korean War resulted in a significant humanitarian crisis, with approximately 10% of the Korean population becoming refugees. The war highlighted the role of propaganda, with both sides engaging in efforts to shape public opinion and gain support for their cause. The Korean War witnessed the use of chemical weapons, particularly by North Korea, causing severe health consequences for both soldiers and civilians. Women played essential roles during the war, serving as nurses, support staff, and even combatants in some instances. The Korean War saw the first large-scale aerial bombing campaigns since World War II, causing widespread destruction. The war led to significant economic disruption and hardship for both North and South Korea, with long-lasting effects on their respective economies. The Korean War provided impetus for the United States to increase its military presence and establish military bases in South Korea. Many countries contributed troops to support South Korea as part of the United Nations forces, including Britain, Canada, Australia, and Turkey. The Korean War served as a testing ground for new military strategies, including amphibious landings and combined arms operations. The war saw the involvement of various international forces, including troops from Britain, Canada, Australia, and Turkey, contributing to the multinational effort. The Korean War had a long-lasting impact on the geopolitical landscape of East Asia, contributing to the ongoing tensions between North Korea and neighboring countries. The Korean War underscored the limitations of the United Nations in settling conflicts during the Cold War era.